Hey, what's good, LBK? This is Robert Jenkins. Welcome to the Focus LBK show. We are coming to you this week in an audio format only. And you know why that is? Because in Lubbock, in the LBK, where people always say there's nothing to do, we was busy as bees, man. It was a beehive of cultural activity this weekend. We was out and about so much, man. We couldn't even, we had neglected stuff, and now we tired and have to catch up. So it was like, man, I don't think we're going to be able to do a studio show this week, but that's all right. We don't mind getting out there, mixing and mingling and being busy in this beehive of cultural activity that is Lubbock, Texas. Man, there is so much going on in Lubbock. Before I get into some specific events that's going to be coming up, though, I just want to say, like, okay, so like there's a podcast that the city of Lubbock does, and also it's called LBK Rhythm and Roots. And shout out to Jason and Rhonda right there, man. They the originators of that, and on they particular podcast, they have a whole plethora of people they be working with, and I'm just here to say that the second season is going to be kicking off coming up here in a couple of months, and I'm the executive producer on that, so I'm real proud of that work. And man, I hope that everybody out there would take a look at it. And man, I'm gonna try to work on some cultural cross cooperation, because a lot of those singers and songwriters that appear on LBK Rhythm and Roots, man, there's a diverse lineup, and they have a little bit of everybody on there, but a lot of them are singer songwriters in the country and Texas blues persuasion, you know what I'm saying, genre of music. And that may or may not be something that you are familiar with, but let me tell you, it's dope though, man. I like it quite a bit. So anyway, we gonna try to do a little bit of reaching out to that members on that show, maybe put together some cool cultural stuff. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, man. We just barely mentioned this, so I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I want it to happen. But this, because Lubbock is just full of talent, man. Country and western singer songwriters. This is actually Little Nashville, from what I've been told by people that would know. You know what I'm saying? And I think we, in a way, are a different scene, a different music scene than Austin, but I think we kind of catching up to them in certain ways, or not catching up to them, but we scrappy. Whereas they're bigger and more developed. We're scrappy. We're like an incubator here in Lubbock. Anyway, man, talking about, y'all getting me sidetracked. See, I used to think Cam say he's the one that always gets me sidetracked, and I was like, well, I don't know, but he say he's the one that sidetracks the conversation. Well, I just sidetracked myself right there. I'm in the studio by myself. Ain't nobody here to sidetrack me but me. And sidetracked I did get, indeed. But anyway, let me go on and get to what's going on, because that's what you really want to know. That's what I want to know. If I was listening, that's what I want to know. So anyway, check it out, man. On what is it? Saturday, February 24th at 2 p.m. at the Patterson Branch Library, they will be having the Black History Month presentation, and it's Celebrate Generational Legacies. That right there is the theme. Celebrate Generational Legacies. It's 21st annual African American History Month program. That's Saturday, February 24th, 2 p.m. Patterson Branch Library. The cat that can't sing. Yeah, we know he always singing. That sounded pretty good though. I can't even do it again. Library. Oh yeah, and also speaking of things that the city of Lubbock is doing, we are also producing for Black History Month throughout the month of February. The comms and marketing department is going to produce a series of videos on local Black history, and also in the middle of the month we're going to have a roundtable discussion that we recorded over at Cavill's museum, the Museum of African American History over on Avenue A, 19th. And it's got some notable people from the LBK community, some elders and teachers and educators and knowledgeable people who are talking about what is the point of Black History Month, what is the significance of Black History Month, why do we celebrate it? And of course, this is we're trying for it to be a sophisticated sit down discussion, and again, the whole aim is to elevate the level of conversation in Lubbock, and focusing primarily on East Lubbock. But man, we cool with the North, the South, the West, and the East. You know why? That's how we normally start the show out. We normally start the show off by saying, peace to the East, all my best to the West. Well, of course, to the folks up North and folks down South, hush your mind. I'm only talking about Lubbock, man. We talk about the whole community. And that's why kind of at the comms and the communications and marketing department, actually it's communications and public engagement. Oh my God. At the communications and public engagement department at the city of Lubbock, we was having a conversation. We was like, well, we want to honor local Black pioneers, but at the same time, we don't want to just make it, they just Black. No, it's not Black history. It's Lubbock history. These cats helped contribute to the development of Lubbock, Texas in general. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like EC Struggs, EC Prof Struggs. I'm talking about like May Simmons, even some other people getting up a little closer to our day and time, the Cavilles, man, TJ Patterson, there's people that, and there's some names that you don't know. Everybody know them names, but there's names you don't know. We trying to touch on all that at the city of Lubbock with the Communications and Public Engagement Department. So all February, every week, every Thursday, we going to release a short film, 2 minute, 3-minute film, where the people that participated on the roundtable discussion talk about their personal favorite local Black history member. So we kicking off that series with Mr. Cosby Morton. Y'all know who Cosby Morton is, and if you don't, he's a local educator, high school teacher, and he talks about Prof Struggs. He knew Prof Struggs. He used to live down the street from EC Struggs. Dunbar Struggs, that Prof Struggs. Mr. Morton used to live down the street from him. You know what I'm saying? He knows him. So anyway, y'all tune in every Thursday in February. You can go to the city of Lubbock, mylubbock.us. Go to mylubbock.us, and right there in the middle of the page, you scroll down a little bit, it's a section, and it says featured news. And in that featured news section, we got a link that takes you to these productions, these weekly Black History Month productions. So anyway, y'all tune in, please. I think it's going to be dope, and I think y'all are going to enjoy it. I hope you do. I know we enjoy making them. All right, then. Let's see what's coming up next here. Oh yeah, this is this next event, man. It looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. It's the Prairie Dog Festival, the first ever Prairie Dog Festival in the city of Lubbock. Come join the fun. It's going to be a festive atmosphere. It's going to be a family outing. It's going to be shopping, food trucks, fun activities, and you can enjoy nature and the prairie dogs around McKenzie Park. Now, of course, I say Prairie Dog Festival in McKenzie Park. Is it going to be at, I don't know. It say McKenzie Park Road, Lubbock, Texas. Yeah. It's going to be on March 23rd, 2024. March 23rd, 2024, the Prairie Dog Festival in Lubbock, Texas. And right now, it looks like they are soliciting vendors, man. So if you want to be a vendor, a food truck, and a volunteer, man, hit them up. It's going to be put on by the McCloy brothers. And go to Facebook and peep it out and say McCloy Brothers Productions on Facebook. Go peep them out if you want to get more info or volunteer or anything like that. But again, that is the Prairie Dog Festival. It's going to be food trucks, vendors, volunteers. It's going to be good family fun, shopping, activities, all kinds of good stuff, and chilling out there in nature near the prairie dogs, home on the range where the prairie dogs burrow. You better watch your ankles, man. When you out there, man, you better watch your ankles. If y'all go, I mean, I'm going to go, but watch your ankles, because a prairie dog hole, I don't know where they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be right out there with the prairie dogs. But if you around some prairie dog holes, man, y'all know you need to look down. You cannot be looking up when you walking in a prairie dog hole ridden field, you know what I'm saying? Or riddled field, you know, riddled with prairie dog holes. Watch your ankles. But I don't think we're going to have that problem at the Prairie Dog Festival in Lubbock, Texas, put on by the McCloy brothers, March 23rd, 2024. Join the party and have fun. Oh, yeah, and we got one more thing we want to talk about, too, that's coming up March 9th. That's Saturday, March 9th. That's going to be the Hub City Street Hoops Big Showdown. First Responders Playoff Game, LPD, LFD, and the HCSH. In other words, the Hub City Street Hoop Squad is going to be playing against the LPD / LFD, Lubbock PD, Lubbock Fire Department team. It's going to be First Responders squaring off against the Hub City Street Hoop team. You know what I'm saying? Big showdown. That's what it say. It's a big showdown. Anyway, that's going to be at May Simmons Dream Court, 2004 Oak Avenue. For more information, it says contact Ledit Butler, 806-283-7868. Supporting our youth is our number one priority. That's what they say on the flyer right there. March 9th, y'all, Saturday. First Responders, that's another one we going to be at. We going to get some dope picks, man. I just know we going to get some. If they going to be hooping and balling out there like that, and we going to be taking pictures, oh, man. No, it's going to look good. We hope it do anyway. But anyway, that LBK is what's going on. Once again, as you can see, man, it's plenty of stuff going on. Before, in fact, what we're going to do is get in this next section right here. We're going to give y'all a kind of an in-depth review of what happened this Saturday, February 2nd. February 3rd, wasn't it? February 3rd. We was out there on May Simmons. They had two enormous events that took place. And let me tell y'all all about it. It was exquisitely busy and beautiful. The whole Focus LBK crew got the opportunity to go out Saturday, February 3rd. And man, we went to that Black Business Expo. And after that, we stayed right there at May Simmons and went to the Kwanzaa celebration. And boy, I tell you what, those were some really good events. I mean, they were actually excellent events. When we first got there, you already knew it was going to be busy and good because the parking lot was packed. And when we got there and you see that packed parking lot, man, you say, oh yeah, this is a successful event already. It's tons of people here. So we make our way in, and y'all remember that old Arrested Development group, that group called Arrested Development from the 90s. And they had that song, and it was called Zinga Lamaduni. The album was called Zinga Lamaduni. You know, it had Mr. Wendell and I am everyday people. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Well, anyway, that's how it was when we stepped up into May Simmons Community Center. First going to that Black Business Expo. Man, it was packed. It was packed in a good way, though. I ain't talking about packed like, oh my God, I can't breathe. I'm talking about packed like, dang, man, this place must be jumping. You know what I'm saying? And it was some of everybody there. Just kind of looking at who was there, man. Of course, Real Deal Designs was representing because Ricky the one was putting it on. So, of course, he had his booth front and center, as is only proper. We had Oak and Olive was represented. Oak and Olives, man, it's a homemade. It's a gentleman has a homemade beard oil and soap and beard balm company. It's called Oak and Olive, and the gentleman's name is Carrasco. His last name is Carrasco, Mr. Carrasco. Anyway, We even bought some of his products, man. I dug it. You know what I'm saying? He's got his nice little color scheme and everything. He got his nice little beard on display. So if you're selling beard stuff, you know you got to have a nice beard. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like if you can't go to a barber and the barber hair ain't even cut right. You ain't gonna let that barber cut your hair. So if you got a beard company, you got to have a dope beard to show off your products. And of course, Mr. Carrasco does have a dope beard. It was cool though. You know who else? East Lubbock Art House, of course. Right when you walked in, you saw them. They stay up front and they stay out front doing things, and man, they be executing their mission, which is to mix art and activism, basically. You know what I'm saying? But they do be representing. They every time, everywhere I see them representing. You also had a group called Focus, and I didn't get a chance to see exactly what that company was about, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, and this is Cam's wife's company, or their little organization, Focus RMC.org is what it is. Yeah. FocusRMC.org. And I think it's about helping out returning citizens. Y'all know when you say returning citizens, I think it means helping people who get released from prison or jail, helping them get reintegrated and reestablished into society. Now, I'm pulling that out of a dark, funky orifice because I didn't get a chance to actually talk to them. We were so busy covering everybody else, I forgot to cover home base. You know what I'm saying? My brother's home base. And anyway, they were on point. And I guarantee you, knowing Natalie Miller, she's a mover and shaker of her own. She's an actionist, a community actionist. That's somebody to take action. And that's what she be doing. She be taking action. You know what I'm saying? And that's her organization, FocusRMC.org. Sis, if I got that description wrong, I apologize. I jalapize. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who else was there. Of course, I said East Lubbock Art House was there. Man, did y'all know that we have a roller derby team? Y'all know roller derby? I don't know if y'all out there my age, y'all remember it used to be a show on TV about roller derbies of some sort and somehow and somewhere. It was like, so anyway, it's basically a female gladiator team on wheels. You know what I'm saying? That's all it really is. We got one though. I bet you did not know that we have one. West Texas Roller Derby. West Texas Roller Derby. We talked to them some time ago at East Lubbock Art House. They was representing up there at the last thing we went to up there. And we talked today, I think the team president or the team leader, her name was Solid as Jam Rock. That's what she go by too. I say, that's your name? I say, that's your real name? That's your name? That's what I go by. In other words, when I say, what's your name? She say, Solid as Jam Rock. I say, Solid as Jam Rock. That's your name? Yep, Solid as Jam Rock. I say, okay, that's Solid Jam Rock. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they seemed like a real cool team, and we had a good time just chit chatting with them for a while. And we gonna go. They got an event, and if I'm not mistaken, that event is gonna be on. Actually, they got a bout on February 17th. That's what they call them. It's not a match or nothing like that. It's a bout. So they got a bout on February 17th. And I think, man, look down below here and you'll see their literature or a screenshot of it or something. They did a real good job, man. I mean, I think I would. I really enjoyed talking to them ladies. And we gonna have to go out to this dang roller derby thing on the 17th because I guarantee I'm gonna get some dope pictures. You know what I'm saying? And y'all, you know our whole mission. You know how we do. We trying to be an arc of information for the people of West Texas, and you know we doing that by presenting news and views from Lubbock, Texas, USA. What's going on and things to do, local music and art. Lubbock and South Plains history, oral history interviews, original poetry, and hip hop. That's what our mission is, and that's what we're trying to do. Stay true to that. But yeah, it's the Focus LBK show, and we always appreciate y'all joining us. But getting back to what we were seeing, we also talked to there was a real impressive young lady. She had a booth called Fire. It's I think it's FYHER, Fire. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty dope. And don't let that her fool you, because it says Fire, but they have actual men's and women's just dope workout gear, active gear, nice work. Man, look like some nice fresh workout gear with a flare, you know what I'm saying? Some pretty vibrant colors, reds and yellows and blacks, looks like. And they really have they presentation together, man. We saw them, we was like, yo, that is dope, son. That is I feel like buying something from you right now, you know what I'm saying? That's how I felt just being there. We also had, of course, we had Peaks Eyewear was in the building. They always in the building. Every time we go somewhere, I think her name is Petra Gambles. She out there, just making it do what it do, purveying fine fashion glasses, frames. You know what I'm saying? Pretty good prices on them too. And you got to watch yourself when you be over at her stuff, because you'll be because you're gonna be buying stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be like, ooh, let me get that one and that one. Oh, you got a special? Yeah, let me get that one, and that one then. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just making that up, but that's how you be feeling. I ain't saying she do have a special, by the way. I'm giving an example. But yeah, she was there, and I think she looks like she always chooses her locations where she puts her booth strategically. That Petra Gambles. That's what it seemed like. Somehow it seems like she's always in the midst of things. I don't know how she do that. That's pretty interesting. And another cat we saw, it was called the Returning Citizens organization. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I got this right. Yeah, and it's the organization that belongs to that brother Ricky Gaines, and that's where I got that returning citizens from. That's the first time I ever seen that phrase used. And you say returning citizens because it can be stigmatizing to have a past. Talking about Black History Month, history ain't nothing but your backstory, your past. So everybody has a past, and sometimes people do things in their past that they're not proud of. So when you use other terminology, it can stigmatize people about their past, especially if they trying to rise up and rise forward and move forward. You know what I'm saying? It's important to use the proper terminology. Why? Because terminology, man, it frames how you think, for one thing. That's why they're very careful nowadays to choose the way they do words, how they making everything like words you ain't never heard before. We all know the words like transphobic. You know what I'm saying? There's words like that are just, they seem to be prefabricated to push a cause. That's exactly what they are. So words have power is what I'm saying. You got to choose your words carefully. And with this brother right here, Ricky Gaines, man, you talking about his organization. He the one said, you call it the Returning Citizens Association. Why? Because you want to control your own narrative. That's one of the principles of Kwanzaa too, by the way. I think that controlling yourself, controlling your own destiny. Is that oh man, don't let me say it wrong. But that's one of those principles from Kwanzaa. And we also took part yesterday. I say took part. We filmed it and was in the program, me and my brother Cam. We went to that Kwanzaa extravaganza that happened right after the whole May Simmons, the whole Black Business Expo at May Simmons. So yeah, we went to that Kwanzaa show after that. And so that's why I say it was a long and busy day. We was on our feet for hours, just out there meeting people in the community, man, making a lot of connections. You know what I'm saying? I thought that's what I like about these events the most for me personally. We get to go out there and meet people who are trying to make it do what it do. That's what's cool. Nobody out there got all the answers. Ain't nobody perfect. but everybody out there trying to do good is worth it's worth meeting those type of people. It's worth spending some time. You know what I'm saying? Like that old Millie Jackson song. She says, "Spend a little time on it, put something down on it." Yeah, what y'all know about that? Anybody know about that Millie Jackson? Put something down on it. Boy, that is a good song. Matter of fact, I think that might have to be the song of the week. Yeah, it goes out to everybody out there that was putting something down on it. All them entrepreneurs and positive movers and shakers out there in the community in East Lubbock, predominantly. I'm sure some of them came from other places, but after moving and shaking and making it do what it do, man, at the Kwanzaa deal, it was a very, it was culturally enriching. There was a very strong aspect of knowledge to it and learning, because simple fact, most people are not familiar with Kwanzaa. So they know that. Brother Leon, Brother Wilfred, and Brother Sean, they know that. A lot of people ain't familiar with it. So it was really part celebration, part African history, African culture course. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it kind of was like. In fact, that's very much like what it was like. So, yeah, it's just it was a real nice festival. It started off very touching tradition. They asked, before they start any Kwanzaa festival, they asked the permission of the eldest person in the room, and of course that was Mrs. Rose McGowan, the grand old dame of East Lubbock. You know what I'm saying? And she say it was hilarious. Brother Will went over to her and he say, "Miss Rose, we have to ask your permission to begin the ceremony because you're the oldest person in the room. You're our elder in the room. So do we have your permission to start the Kwanzaa celebration?" And y'all know how Miss Rose is. She'll tell you straight up how T.I. is. She said, "Yeah, you got my permission. It's about time you start anyway. You're running behind." She said something to that effect. We putting together a film about it, and I'm gonna see when we put that film together. I'm gonna see, can I include that part in there, because it was touching. It was funny and touching. You know what I'm saying? It was hilarious, and yet endearing and touching at the same time. Man, so after we got the permission from the elders to start, we went through some overviews of what the 7 principles, the Nguzo Saba, what them 7 principles mean, and get to it. But anyway, there are 7 principles of Kwanzaa, and we went through all of them, and man, it was a learning experience, but yet it wasn't a boring learning experience, because it was like, first of all, it was aimed at the collective. It was aimed at the room, meaning it was a collective thing where you had to do some shouts, some call and return type of affirmations and stuff like that. And they broke down what those affirmations meant. That's important to know. Some people don't like saying words that they don't know what they mean and lighting candles at the same time, because that's some people can see that as doing rituals, and it really is in a way. So some people might find that aspect of it to be a little odd, or a little, sometimes maybe even a little bit, it might even put you off a little bit. It might even be a little bit discombobulating, but if you don't mind, they do have a whole set of principles, and they taught us all those. They taught us how to do the call and response, the words you're supposed to say, what the words mean. And there was plenty of dancing and singing mixed in and out amongst all the learning and all the principles. And of course there's a traditional candle holder that they place on a traditional table with some various symbolic items, and they lit all 7 candles, starting with the black and then going to the red and green. Now, a lot of people, Kwanzaa it's going to be one of those made up holidays, and people will say it's made up, and that it is made up. It's made up out of whole cloth by Dr. Malena Karanga back in the 70s. Now, Malena Karanga, if I remember correctly, he was a Black Panther. He was a professor afterwards, but he was a Black Panther first. And that's normally a positive thing. We tend to think of, oh, Black Panthers, yeah. But apparently he was also involved while in the Black Panthers in some sort of police shooting, or I'm going from memory here, y'all. I ain't read this stuff in probably a decade or two, when I used to really study up on my African history, and Black history. But anyway, that fact is not, my facts on the subject are not right at hand, but it is something like that, though. He was a Black Panther. I think he went to prison, or got in some real bad trouble and almost went to prison over a cop killing. So he started this holiday. When he got out of prison, he was of course, a professor. He got all his degrees and went to school and stuff, became a professor, and started this holiday, traditionally supposed to be held between the 26th of December and the 1st of January. And it's just, all it is really, if you kind of off put by it or kind of wary of it because you don't know exactly what it is, all it is, man, is it's 7 honorable, worthy principles like self-determination and faith and collective work and responsibility. I'm a libertarian and an individualist, so I have a little bit of a ill at ease feeling on that one right there, that collective effort and all that. It takes a village mentality. It do take a village in a way, but at the same time, a lot of times if you don't watch it, all the village gonna do is raise the village idiot. The reason I say that, because first of all, for the village effort to be any good, to be fruitful, to be powerful, to have an effect, for that effort to have any effect, that collective effort, each individual in that collective has to be strong. Yes, they do. Because you can't have too many individuals that can't pull their own weight getting together, and then what weight they gonna pull, they can't pull their own weight. That's physics, y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you got negative powers mixing with positive power, you're gonna have a negative answer. You're not getting enough positive return out of each individual if you have too many negative individuals. Meaning, when I say negative individuals, it's negative in many different ways. Unable to pull their own weight for whatever reason. Sometimes that may be crime, being involved in crime in the penal system. That may be having too many children out of wedlock, so you're not financially stable and you're not forming a stable family. Those are negative factors they actually weigh heavily on the community. So you're talking about collective action, and you getting together with a bunch of people that have a bunch of weights hanging around their necks, a bunch of millstones hanging around their neck. They not pulling their own weight. That's a negative. What's a positive times a negative? It's a negative. In other words, it pulls so much weight, makes it harder for everybody to succeed. That's why before you get to any kind of collective anything, you got to do as an individual and have your stuff together. I think we tend to forget that, because after the civil rights movement, everybody started relying on politics in the Black community, politics and politicians and government assistance and money to help us. And we forget that true health, wealth, and everything else comes from the individual effort first. When the individual is strong, then the group is strong. You're only as strong as your weakest member. So instead of trying to, and it's okay if you have one weak member or a couple weak members, some weak members. If you have millions of people and you got a few thousand weaker members that can't pull they weight, those negative weights around the neck of the community, then that's fine. You got millions of powerful people moving forward and a small number of people who are unable to move forward. That's fine. You can overpower that. But what if you got 73% broken homes in the Black community, 75% broken homes or something like that? That's a powerful negative factor. The simple fact is, having a 2-parent home, it actually gives a stable base to raising kids. And you can point out some successful people that came from single families, but they're few and far in between compared to successful people that came out of dual families. And I'm talking about families of parents or parent who is at least good and effective at what they do. Because you can get broken individuals from 2 parents or 1 parent if those parents are broken, of course. That's what, see, it goes back again to individual health in as many facets as possible. Each individual got to have some, each one teach one, each one reach one, all them sayings like that. That assumes that the one has something worthy to reach or teach you to give. So it starts with the individual, working on the individual self. Anyway, I'm beating that dead horse, and y'all know, don't nobody want to beat a dead horse. That's just disgusting. All kind of fluids coming out of there. But anyway, that's what Kwanzaa is, y'all. It was singing and dancing. It was call and response. It was good music. Joy Harris, also Mrs. Bagley. I can never recall Mrs. Bagley's name. She brought the house down with, she did Rise Up, a couple of them songs, Stand Up and Rise Up. Joy Harris played, she did some, she be nimbly treading the fretboard on that bass. You know what I'm saying? Her fingers be like, it be sounding like, you know what it be sounding like, Lubbock? It'd be sounding like a world-class instrumentalist. Wow. Right here in Lubbock. I mean, right here in the city with us, a world-class instrumentalist. You know what I'm saying? And people say it ain't nothing to do in Lubbock. She right there. All these talented cats right there doing all this amazing stuff, this talented stuff, making it do what it do. Right there at May Simmons. And where you was, you wasn't there? Why you wasn't there, man? See? Y'all know when we talk about stuff on this show, it's going to be dope. When we be advertising stuff, we be telling you what's going on, all that stuff. Well, yeah. You should know, man. You should know. It's going to be dope. We had a real good time this weekend. And you know what? We ain't going to belabor the point no more. We got a little film right here, too, if you want to peep it out. We got some pictures. Those pictures were taken by Mr. Nugent, the man in the background, and the engineer and the photographer. In training at the Focus LBK show. He was doing his thing on the camera. Cambrell was doing his thing, man. He was in the Kwanzaa program, and he did a part where he explained faith. No, it wasn't faith, it was unity, which man, I feel bad. I cannot think of, I don't want to take a guess at the principle for unity, but let's see, and purpose stand for Nia. Ujama, and purpose stand for Nia. That's that old X-Clan. But anyway, he spoke on unity. And yours truly, I got up there and did a poem called Backstory. I thought it was pretty dope. Also, stay tuned at that Patterson Library event, Black History Month event that's coming up on the 24th. I'm gonna be showing that film. I did it live at the Kwanzaa thing, but I'm making a film for it, which will be a whole new experience for those watching and listening. It'll be a whole new experience. So yeah, come out to that Black History thing up at the library, man, the Patterson Library, and it's gonna be on the 24th. Come on out and peep it eye. I think you know you're gonna like it. How you know you're gonna like it? Cause we said it. Focus LBK brought it up. That's why. But yeah, folks, man, next week we are fully, I believe me and Cam will be in studio producing our show as usual. These last couple of weeks been hectic. And you know, we both working men with families. We are men of responsibility and commitment. So man, sometimes you got to go where your first responsibility and commitment is, and that's to fam and hearth and home. You know what I'm saying? So we've been busy taking care of that. But this next coming week, we're going to, I believe, and hope and pray and know we're going to be back in studio. We're going to be sitting on the set, chilling, Mr. Nugent behind the scenes, making it do what it do. So, man, y'all stay tuned. Don't forget to get to those events that we just talked about. And yeah, man, y'all have a good one, man. Take it easy. If we signing off at the Focus LBK show, we want to say peace.
This is our third annual Black Business Expo, our 7th event, and we have 30 plus vendors, which is about 10 plus more than we had last year. And so this Expo keeps growing and growing, and we have a lot to choose from, and we have organizations, charities that you can involve yourself in and become a part of, and then we have vendors that you can shop from.
Frida Beast here, and we are West Texas Roller Derby. We're out here promoting our bout for February 17th at Prima Vista Event Center. We're going to have Wildfire Woodfire Pizza out there, School of Rock for our halftime, and Strawberry Season for our after party, so everybody should come out and check us out.
I'm the owner of Oak and Olive Premium Beer Care Products. I've developed this out of a personal need for my personal grooming care needs. I found that the stuff that I was buying at local stores were full of alcohols, acetates, sulfates, mineral oils, and things that didn't work well for my skin. And so I basically came up with my own product that eliminates all of those ingredients. This here is all natural, all organic. Any beard grooming needs that you may have, please do me a favor, contact me. You can reach me on Facebook or Instagram at Oak and Olive Beard.
Hi, so my name is Kiki and I'm the owner of Fire. It's an athleisure brand that we just started 2 years ago in the making. And so we provide, and what we're creating here is not just a brand, but purpose. And it's rooted in energy. We do have our active wear for women. We have the leggings, we have the jackets, we have the bras that you see, and then we also do have the 6-inch shorts and the fitted crop tops.
Brittany's and Devon's Angels. We do a mentorship program which helps youth and young adults basically get job readiness for get basic life skills. We do resumes, we do budgets. We try to go out to the community once a month and do a community activity together where we actually help others. And then the other portion, we go into the classroom and we do job applications, resumes. I help them with couponing, cooking tips. If they need tutoring, I have agencies that'll come in and help with tutoring services as well.